As far as any solo projects happening for you, you mentioned with the Stones and solo projects.
Right.
Anything else coming up for you around that?
Well, there's a number of things that I've been working at. There are a few bands that I am a co-leader with.
Okay.
One is with that we just worked this past weekend here in Los Angeles with Will Calhoun, who is a drummer with Living Colour,
Great drummer.
and a guitarist who I've known since I was a teenager in Chicago. We grew up in Chicago together, Jean-Paul Borelli, who has been living in Europe for a number of years and is headed back this way now. But we have a trio called Stone Raiders. And it's funny because the name would sound like it's got something to do with the Stones. It does not. It was taken from it's another story. I'll have to tell that story another time. But anyway, we are interested in the music that we're really dealing with is kind of, rock music from the perspective of blues music forward. And I guess one of the, it's a rock trio. And one of the bands that we are influenced by and that we do look to as a kind of part of where we're coming from is the Band of Gypsies. Jean-Paul has said to me, he says, "Man, I really feel like there should be, or when that band came out, there should be a whole genre of music based on that kind of thing, because in a way." That band it's a modern blues band, and we will say that we'll call it rock or we'll call it rock and roll, but it has its roots in blues music for a number of reasons. One, social commentary. That band, Hendrix and those guys, were commenting on, a Machine Gun is an incredible commentary on war. And so that is one of the things that the band is very much interested in. The name of the record that we put out in 2012 is Truth to Power. And I think that when we look now, we hadn't played for a number of years. When we're looking at the subject matter of some of the things on that record, songs like Money Disease, Power to Spirit, it seems very appropriate, at the time that we are in, at this kind of very, time of, so many people, so many things butting heads. And blues music, Jean-Paul and I being from Chicago, definitely blues music is part of our DNA, I would say. And Will is from the Bronx, where hip hop was born, where rap music was born, and that kind of thing. So we're really trying to bridge those two things into something cohesive that is. And so I would ask people to check out that record. The name of the band is Stone Raiders, and the name of the record is Truth to Power. You should be able to find that record.
Absolutely.
And if you can't, please get in touch with me at the website darryljones.com.
Okay.
The other project that I've been working on that we're looking forward to doing some more with is a project called Three Brave Souls. The band is me, John Beasley on piano, who is a Miles alumni. We weren't with Miles at the same time, but he played with Miles. And another Miles alumni who, unfortunately, we just lost. Ndugu Chancellor was the drummer for that band, and we lost him about 4 or 5 weeks ago. But we have plans to do more. We put a record out, Three Brave Souls, that you should be able to find. It's kind of the soulful side of jazz. And so we're looking to do more on that. In addition to that, I am working on a record of songs that I've been working on my own. And I've done 2 gigs in Chicago, one in November and one a couple of weeks ago at the beginning of March, where I'm, out front singing and playing and, playing a little bit of guitar and testing the waters with that. So it's in its beginning stages, but I'm very excited about that because for many years, I've been influenced by some of the people that I work with who are great lyricists, Sting, chief among them, Peter Gabriel. And I've wanted to develop music in which I am writing lyrics and talking about, things that are, the stuff that's in my mind and in my heart. I grew up in Chicago at a time where, there was a lot of conflict and a lot of awakening of attitudes and stuff like that. And so I'm very interested in sharing that music with people. And
That's fantastic.
There are those things and a number of other things. I'm, playing with a number of other people. I've been working some with Mike Stern, who is another Miles alumni. There's, the music world is far and wide, and I definitely want to experiment, in a number of different areas.